Okay, in this video we're going to look at how to add mixed numbers. If you don't know how to add normal fractions, which questions that just have fractions and like this type of question, then please go and see the other video. But we're going to look at adding mixed numbers. Also, if you haven't seen the video on how to convert, or you don't know how to convert mixed numbers to top-heavy fractions, then also watch that video or ask for your teacher for help. So we're going to look at adding these types of questions, and we're going to look at two methods. Method one, which is often the easiest method, is we're going to say, well, that's 3 1/4 and 2 1/5. So it's 3 whole ones and a quarter, or 3 whole ones and a quarter, is method one, plus 2 whole ones and a fifth. Okay? So if we add the whole numbers first, we get 3 plus 2 is 5. And then we're just left with the fractions, a quarter and a fifth. Okay. So it's a separate, over here, just a separate piece of working, a quarter plus a fifth. Well, from the other video, or from the knowledge that you have of fractions, we know we can't add quarters and fifths directly. We have to convert them both into fractions which have the same denominator. So we're looking at adding the same type of fraction. So fours and fifths, quarters and fifths. Well, I can multiply 4 by a number and it turn into 20, and I can multiply 5 by a number and turn it into 20. They're both multiples of 20 is a multiple of both 4 and 5. And then I'm adding 20ths rather than adding quarters and fifths, which is much easier. Let's look at it. Well, I multiplied 4 by 5, so I multiply the 1 by 5. That is the same amount as a quarter. 5/20 is the same as 1/4. On this one, I've multiplied 5 by 4, so I multiply 1 by 4. Okay, same amount, 5/20 and 4/20. That's the same as a quarter plus a fifth. We've just written them as 20ths. Now we add those two together, 5 and the 4, to find out how many 20ths we have. That's 9/20. So the 3 plus the 2, back to the original question, gives the 5, and the quarter plus the fifth gives the 9/20. So the answer is 5 and 9/20. So that's one method, and often the easiest method. The second method, method 2, would be to convert them both questions, into top-heavy fractions and deal with them as fractions. So 3 fours are 12, add the 1 on top, 13 quarters. Remember, if you can't do that bit, there's a video on it, so go and watch it please. 2 5s are 10, add the 1 on top is 11 fifths. Now we can't add fifths and quarters directly, so as in the previous example, we now convert them to 20ths, because we can add 20ths together. But now we've got harder calculations. Rather than having nice, easy numbers to deal with, now we've got to do 5/13. So again, you've got to have a method for doing that. If you can't do it in your head, don't panic. I'd rather you did it a slower method and got it right. If you can do 5/30 and 5 times by 13, that's fine. Remember, 4 times by 5 makes 20, so I've got to do 5 lots of 13 to keep this fraction the same. So 50 and 15, which is 65 in total. And I've multiplied this number by 4 to get 20. The 5 by 4 gives 20, so I've got to multiply the 11 by 4, which is 44. Okay, hopefully you know your 11 times table. Now I've got to add these two numbers together. Again, don't rush it. If you need to, show your workings. It's better that you show your workings, get it right. 5 plus 4 is 9, 6 plus 4 is 10. And the answer is 109 over 20. Now there are 5 20s in 100, so there's 5 whole ones, and that 9 which is left over is 5 and 9/20. So you have to cancel down afterwards. So if you can, I recommend you do method 1. The only thing is, if you use method 1 for subtraction, you have to be careful with the when you're actually dealing with the fractions. I'll explain that in another video. But for adding mixed numbers, we recommend you think about method 1. But you can convert to top-heavy fractions. You'll just have to deal with harder numbers. If you still need help, please ask. Otherwise, good luck.